Alright, it looks like we are live. Hello YouTube, Ace here, and today I'm starting a live stream of sorts, this time of MechAssault. Now, by the way, I should mention I'm actually using an Xbox emulator in order to actually play this. I'm using CXBX-R loaded, so it is going to be in full 1080, which is of course nice. Anyways, let's have a look at some of the comments here. I have one so far before the stream even started. Insane Hippie Insane says, "Ah, good memories." I can definitely relate to that. This is an absolute blast of a game to play. But anyways, we'll be going through the single player, and I'll start off on the very first mission, so that should be going down hard. The first two here are just cutscenes, so anyways.
Foster, I need that damage report now. Okay, Captain, I have bad news and worse news.
But yeah, go ahead and hopefully it's loud. Hopefully I'm loud enough for you to hear me.
Wait, you took parts from the heavy mechs to fix the infantry squad inbound. Infantry? Who would want to fight a mech on foot? Looks like your lucky day, Tiger.
Yeah, this game is an absolute blast though, although this is admittedly something of a tutorial mission of sorts. Anyways, how is everyone doing today?
Lieutenant, you are reading infantry base, dead ahead. Level it. All weapons are online, sir. You're good to go. Sir? It's official. They know we're here and they will be coming for us.
So yeah, the way this works is you can destroy pretty much any building you see, which is nice for a game from this era.
You should check it out. More infantry. Are they crazy? These guys must be fanatics. Don't waste your ammo. Pretend that those poor bloody infantry are bugs and step on them.
Alright, so
Confirmed. Supply convoy it is.
Alright, so let's go ahead and have a look at some of the more comments here. Hidden Boss says so-so as with regards to how he's doing today. And D-Rock says hello. Well, hello back, D-Rock, and so-so, I hope your, or Hidden Boss, I hope your day does get better. So we'll go ahead and finish off this little convoy. There we go. Alright, so they're down. That is good to know.
New readings. Whoa, that's some sort of hybrid power armor. Hybrid power armor? What is going on here? Planetary militias don't have power armor.
So in case for those of you who are not aware, this game is of course set in the Battletech universe, although it's not particularly heavy on Battletech lore. It's really made for people that are new to the universe and all that. It's a decent starting point, I suppose, if you want to get into it. Although personally I would kind of recommend the Mech Warrior franchise that this was a spin-off too, but still, this is a great game in its own right. And one that's pretty underrated these days. The destruction, however, in the way they handle it in this game, still holds up pretty nicely given that this thing came out in 2002, though.
Foster is reading no more signatures. Good job, Mech Warrior. Return to the Icarus ASAP.
Mission successful. Nice. So we'll move on to mission 2.
I don't like...
which is this one.
We need to move on with the campaign, on our own, for now. Our first priority is to cripple the defensive capabilities of the enemy. We're going to start by attacking their communications infrastructure. Foster, brief him.
Sir, just as a note, I've configured a version of the Cougar I'm calling the Puma. It may help against infantry. Be on your guard, there's a large enemy force in the area. You'll need to destroy the enemy forces and some specified targets. A fourth base houses the comm tower complex on a ridge. Simple. Blow it.
Right. Simple.
Sounds simple enough. Let's go ahead and get right into it, shall we?
Sir, seems like you'll be facing combined arms of tanks and standard infantry. Again, should be simple. I still can't believe they're trying to stop you with infantry.
Alright, so this is another one that's essentially a tutorial mission of sorts, although obviously it's going to be slightly more difficult. Yeah, deep water does hurt the mech, which you do want to avoid. I can't remember if water actually also helps the mech cool off. I think it did in the Mech Warrior game somewhat, which makes sense.
Sir, this is the first of the enemy bases. Infantry, tanks, and turrets. Let them have it. Lieutenant Foster, I want you to monitor their communications. No surprises. And try to figure out who these guys are.
This is actually a perfect example of how the game is meant for people that aren't too familiar with the Battletech universe, because you'll actually, seasoned players might actually notice the symbols of who the bad guys are on some of the buildings and whatnot in the very first mission even. So if you were paying attention, those would be some clues. But since this is, like I said, a game meant for players that are new to the universe, it makes sense for them to try doing this route to an extent. Although we will, of course, find out officially what the bad guys are.
I'm reading power armor coming over the hill.
Anyways, let's go ahead and try out some of our fully upgraded PPC. Not that one missed. That one, however, hit dead on. That one hit dead on. And one more if we can get it. Yep. PPC is a glorious weapon in this game. It and the Gauss rounds are my two favorites easily. But we won't get to start to play with those until later. Anyways, I was wondering, chat, if you thought that the time I used for today's stream was better than last week's time. Because I know some people... Okay, oh, by the way, as I was mentioning about the flags and all that, this ought to be a pretty good sign who these guys are if you're familiar with the lore a little bit. But anyways, as I was saying, I was going to ask if you guys thought that the time that I decided to stream the game today is actually better than when I streamed it last week, because I know some people missed last week's stream, and we're a little bit unhappy about that, which is fair, I guess. So I might actually decide to actually make a habit of doing streams of this game, of games in general, just maybe on every Monday or something. So the input from you guys would of course come much in handy. And we got ourselves a new mech to face.
Sir, I'm reading heavy comm chatter from this base. Expect heavier resistance. Sir, I'm reading a battle mech. Light. Looks like an Owens. Careful, sport. This won't be like fighting tanks and infantry.
Yep, our first mech battle, and it's against an Owens. One of the fastest mechs in the game, but he doesn't actually have jump jets, so it's going to be harder for him to dodge the shots than, for example, me. And speaking of which, I actually have a special ability he doesn't. I can basically go invisible. Although it's not entirely foolproof. Anyways, I would definitely say that given this game's age, as I mentioned before, it definitely has aged a lot better than you might give it credit for on the start. Granted, the textures for, say, the ground are not as high quality as they should be, but otherwise, just deal with that. The effects, for the most part, hold up, given how old the game is, I would say. As do, especially the explosions and the destruction physics in it. The Xbox, if you ask me, in fact, I would say is really an underrated console because it, in a lot of ways, was the first modern console in that it established a lot of conventions that we take for granted in modern PlayStation and Xbox consoles.
Word of Blake. That explains the fanatics. Okay, we can't worry about it. We have a lot of dragoons depending on us, no matter who we're fighting.
Alright, so they just mentioned the bad guys and all that. Oh, let's see. Models and Stuff Reviews says, well then, what have we here? We have a live stream of MechAssault, and glad to have you with us, by the way. Alright, so next mission is Friends Indeed. Let's go ahead and jump right into this.
Foster's been receiving communications from a resistance group actively fighting the Word of Blake. We've not heard from Alpha Lance, so we can use these guys' help. Lieutenant Foster, play the transmission.
It's pretty rough, sir. Seems to be repeating at short intervals. I'll let you know when I get a better read.
We have risen against the Word of Blake. Regional Palace. Save your...
Alright, let's go ahead and get out the Puma once again because I definitely want to use that PPC. And Models and Stuff Review says, makes sense, great to be here. And, old game, never seen this, looks interesting. It definitely is worth your time if you have an original Xbox. Although I'm using an emulator. This is on... Anyways, this is on CXBX Reloaded. So it does... That way it is on... Anyways, that way it is on proper 1080. So the game does look a lot nicer in this, I would say. Even if some of the textures for the ground does not hold up as well as they should.
We're picking up a lot of activity in the suburbs across the river. Check it out.
But yeah, if you're not familiar with BattleTech, great mech-based universe, definitely recommend.
Shooting at houses. Captain, take him down. Show him what we think about terrorizing civilians.
I would highly recommend also, like I've said, the MechWarrior franchise, which this is based on as well, which is also in the BattleTech universe, as well as Mech Commander, which is a real-time strategy spin-off.
Blake, coward. He's running for it. Get him. Calm down, breathing boy. Be careful, Captain.
Just blew off one of his arms, which is nice. You can actually take out both of his arms too. In fact, just before I started this stream, I did a little warm-up run where I did just that on this guy because I warmed up on this particular mission. Took care of him. MechWarrior was a big deal back in the day. It did have, however, something of a really nasty legal dispute, I believe, that between the company that made this. Models and Stuff's review says, sadly I do not have an old Xbox, and I have seen some. Of course I've spent my money on Warhammer and not BattleTech. Hope to get into it as I move into college. Well, it is definitely worth your time, like I've said. Bizarrely enough, BattleTech even had its own cartoon show back in the 90s that, surprisingly enough, also was pretty faithful to the lore, as far as I can tell. There's a fellow YouTuber by the name of Ted Talks that mentioned it, said they basically retconned it by saying it was in-universe propaganda or something. And it is a really cheesy show, but for what it's worth, if you're a hardcore fan of it, you can give it a watch. You can find it on YouTube, although pretty low quality resolution, unfortunately. But anyways, but yeah, like I said, this thing does at least, however, work on emulator, which is one of the few games right now that runs on CXBX Reloaded. This particular game. But boy, is it one of the important ones to actually get running. This game is one of the most important games that no one really talks about anymore, and I'll tell you exactly why, in my opinion. As it really was one of the first games to really be a must-have that also at the same time pushed Xbox Live.
What kind of city has no people in it? Good. Multiple contacts, including another Blake Mech. They were waiting for us. Mech Warrior, teach these bastards that battles are fought between warriors, not civilians.
But yeah, like I said, this game was one of the first must-haves to really push Xbox Live, which really set the standard for what online gaming would become on consoles. It was even one of the first to really push DLC as well, although this was at a time when the DLC was actually stuff that was worth looking into and not just overpriced skins, like we tend to see a lot of companies turn it into, unfortunately. Is that the cartoon localized from across? I am not sure. I think maybe. Models and stuff review says, not really a battle if they cannot fight back, more of a massacre, really. Yes, exactly. But then again, these are religious fanatics, so... And this is also the Battletech universe, which is known for being gritty anyways, although pretty sure the word of Blake are excessive even by those standards.
Sir, another transmission from the Resistance.
We have risen against the word of Blake and have made our last stand at the regional palace. They have taken and killed or enslaved all who resist. It is too late for us. Save yourself and flee this place.
2 mechs and power armor plus tanks. Now the good news is about these fights is if you can actually get these mechs close together and one of them detonates, you can actually take out the other one with the explosion, which is nice. And it can actually be a good, effective little strategy. You can also, of course, destroy buildings that they're standing right by or blow bridges that they're standing on, and it will take them out that way pretty effectively. It is a strategy I highly recommend doing whenever possible. Okay, so he's almost dead. We just need to get them nice and close together. Come here, you. It missed him. That's unfortunate. But we can, of course, pick up health from his buddy here, so that's fine. And what I will do is get them to follow me back across the bridge and just detonate the bridge. That should hopefully fix our little problem here. Come on the bridge, you know you want to. He is not doing the plan that I was hoping he'd do. The AI seems to be having a problem right now. Although the tanks that are with him are. So I could just take out the tanks using this. That's one tank down. Oh well. I was hoping to cheese it, but you know what? I'll just take out a few tanks. Now I do need to hide because I am low on health, but I do see more health over here, plus a few trucks. Oh, you shouldn't have. No, really, this is going to make the... Especially if the guy just hides under the bridge again. He's already smoking, so... Problem is, the trees are actually really effective at blocking shots, and the AI seems to know this to an extent. Okay, he's almost dead.
That's it. No other signatures.
Captain, get back to the Icarus.
Alright.
The ward of Blake is up to something beyond their normal tricks.
Models and
We walked into this
Models and
horse
Stuff
town
review says,
that we all walk
religious
out.
fanatics.
What the hell are
I
they up to
do
on
really
this
need
rock?
to get into the setting, derped around with an urban mech with an AC-20 in my MechWarrior Online, but it was a wee bit slow. Well, yeah, the urban is notorious for being slow, but it's not really... It's really meant to be a cheap mech that's... Yeah, it's really meant to be a cheap mech that does ambushes and just urban combat, so it's not really meant to go fast. But yes, it is funny also when you are able to core an enemy mech or something with that. Okay, so next mission is Dry Me Out.
I don't like the amount of air power the word of Blake has in the area, Captain, so we're going to do something about it. Foster, briefing please.
First, a bit of good news. I have our Uzil that was damaged in the crash up and running. A medium mech with more firepower might be helpful in this mission. Okay, mission briefing. We're in range to target a major Word of Blake airbase. First, we take out their ground forces and a tank depot. Second, we storm the airfield and make sure no planes fly out of there. Third, the helicopter depot, but they'll be after you by then. Last thing, remote recon shows a helicopter prototype hangar, but we have no idea what's inside. Destroy it.
Think you've got enough to do, Mech Warrior?
Alright, so Models and Stuff review says, I must be off though, it has been a joy and I do enjoy your videos, work break is over. Sorry to hear that, but glad you enjoy it, and well, you'll be able to of course see the live stream once you're off later on today. Anyways, I do hope you have a good day at work. Let's go ahead and jump right into the mission.
Multiple enemies inbound. Oh, the bastards were ready for us. Get that tank depot as soon as possible. Watch the turrets on the ridge.
Alright, so let's go ahead and take out some of these turrets. Was able to dodge that easily enough. Yep, playing this game does mean that you can actually pick up the skills to dodge these kinds of missiles fairly easily, so that's good at least. Now this particular mech does come with an ability that I personally refer to as the campfire. I'll show you exactly why. Spot on the flare there. The missiles all go to the flare instead of you. Although it is short-lived, so it doesn't take that long for them to start heading back to you.
Good work, Captain.
So the good news is that building actually, by destroying it, it took out also the turrets that are there, so that means less ammo I have to expend, which is nice. Go ahead and take out this guy. Now, the flare does not protect you, of course, against PPC or anything other than missiles. That's the one and only thing it protects you against, but that's still pretty good for what it does. It is one of the weaker abilities, admittedly, but it recharges pretty quickly. Blade Charge says, I love this series. Oh, thank you. Alright.
Incoming, sir. They've scrambled their helicopter squadron. Wait, they're also launching their fighters. Don't let any take off.
Let's see. Ibram Gaunt, I believe that is, says, not bad, I wish I was playing Destroy All Humans. You'll actually be interested to know that tomorrow, Destroy All Humans, the remake, is actually coming out. Blade Shard says, I used to play the tabletop. Ah, good man. Yeah, my personal experience was, besides this game, was, of course, Mech Commander and the MechWarrior franchises. Although I've played a little bit of that Sega Genesis and SNES MechWarrior game. And I've acquired the BattleTech turn-based strategy, I just haven't gotten around to playing it yet. I really do need to, I think. go ahead and take out these jets. He's down. Got more helis, but that is perfectly fine. We'll just delete them. These guys are trying to take off, but it's not going to work.
I'm reading no surviving fighter craft. Move on to the next objective and take it out.
Alright, so now we can actually... Drawbridges, okay. So we'll just destroy this. Although, the thing is, it gives you a tutorial for that, but it's not really that necessary. I don't think so anyways, because it seems fairly intuitive to me. We are going to have another mech in this area, if I remember correctly. Yep. Ooh. It's another one. Nice. Ah, we missed. Now, sometimes you will come across enemies in this that have their weapons upgraded. But that's only usually in specific circumstances. This guy, like, I think we might be facing some enemies that will have their weapons upgraded level later on in this particular mission. That's fine. I can handle them easily enough. I should be able to. So, how's everyone doing today? This mech best weapon is the energy weapon. Yes, definitely. The PPC on this thing is glorious. I am not using it probably as much as I should be, but that's because I want to conserve ammo for the mini boss battle of sorts that's coming up, but it's basically just 2 scout mechs that might have their weapons upgraded. So...
Captain, destroy the next objective and get back to the Icarus ASAP.
There we go. The fun's really going to kick into high gear now. We're on full health. We pretty much have a full complement of weapons that are fully upgraded.
Crap! I mean, sir? 2 Blake battle mechs. Wolf's Dragoon scum. This is Adept Strader, commander of the Word of Blake on this planet. You meddle in that which you do not understand.
Nope, they did not have upgraded weapons. Which kind of makes me feel sorry for these guys, because this is going to be even more hilariously one-sided. As soon as I take out one of them, it's just... There we go. It is amusing that the helipads are somehow blocking this giant, what, 30-ton mech? Clanner scum, he says. What can I say? I didn't choose the Timberwolf life. The Timberwolf life chose me.
Until I personally find you and deal with you as I did your scattered friends. Your demise is at hand. Captain, return to the Icarus. Let this madman rant to somebody who cares.
Captain, our objective has always been to disrupt the Word of Blake and disable the orbital guns. This mission is going to be hard, but you're tough enough, right? Weren't you just telling me...
Alright, so let's go ahead and get into this next mission here. Blade Charge says, don't mistake the mecha he's facing because there is good versions of them on the DLC. Okay? Let's see, okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and try out this next mission.
Captain, our objective has always been to disrupt the word of Blake and disable the orbital guns. This mission is going to be hard, but you're tough enough, right? Weren't you just telling me that last night, cowboy?
Sirs, the job is this. Sink the barges and any patrol boats guarding them before they make it out to sea. They're carrying parts for the orbital guns, so this is critical. The problem is going to be the terrain. Water's going to slow you down, so keep an eye out for shortcuts over dry land. Now, this whole planet is in enemy territory, so watch out for other enemies besides those patrol boats.
Get to it, mech warrior. Time to get wet.
So we got ourselves some Gauss rifles. Dr. Tart last name says, I feel so old watching this. Don't be. The game's a classic in all the right ways.
Get them. Don't fall too far behind.
Yeah, the Gauss rifle in this thing is just hilarious. Everything gets deleted. Yes, it is the ballistic version of the last mech, blade charge. And it's a pretty good one, too. I mean, both versions are pretty solid, in my opinion. The Emperor's Custodes or Kitten. This reminds me of that Destroy All Humans on PS2. Loved that game when I was younger. You'll be interested to know that Destroy All Humans is actually getting a remake, and that remake is coming out tomorrow. I know it's going to be on PC, and also, by the way, on that subject, the original you can actually pick up still on the original Xbox, or, no, sorry, let me get... Okay, so the original version is actually on Xbox One, and it is, yeah, it is the original Xbox version, but like I said, it's on Xbox One, so you can actually play that version as well. I've heard pretty good things about both versions of the game, fortunately, so... Just take out this guy. He is almost dead. Oh, he got me again. These things do a ton of damage, so you have to be careful. We got him. Should be able to take out this guy soon. But yeah, if you're interested in trying out the Destroy All Humans thing, like I said, not only is it coming out tomorrow, but there was a demo of it on GOG.com, so there is that if you want to try it out that way. Hopefully I didn't waste too much time on that light mech. I don't think I did. Another, this time a medium mech, so the fun is actually, and he's another Belial. And we took out one of his two arms, which is nice. We are low on missile.
All defending vessels sunk. Excellent. No new orbital guns. Okay, now we move the Icarus and press our attack. Captain, we're on the move as soon as you get back.
The missile that one mech fired is deadly when fully charged, says Blade Charge. Yes, it is. Alright, so let's see what the next...
What is this?
Okay.
Alright, so the next mission is Catnap. Word of Blake convoy is transporting a Mad Cat heavy mech, sorry, a Timberwolf heavy mech. Capture it, we need that extra firepower.
Okay, I'm going to handle this briefing. Our buddy Foster is prepping for the mission. Here's our situation. We're landing in what we hope is a secure location, but it looks like the enemy may have spotted us. There's several enemy units in the area, and they could be heading towards our position. As soon as we land, you'll need to secure the landing zone. More interesting, it looks like the Word is transporting a new Mad Cat. We need more firepower, so I want that heavy mech. It's against my better judgment, but Once you capture the Mad Cat, Lieutenant Foster will pilot it back to the Icarus. Try and make sure that Briefing Boy doesn't kill himself.
I love Mad Cat, says Blade Charge. Me too. Those are some of the best mechs in the entire game. Emperor's Custodies or Kitten. This reminds me of Ace Combat 4 with briefings and backgrounds. Alright.
All systems nominal. We'll be on the ground momentarily. Major, I'm reading incoming tanks with mech support. Captain, as soon as you're on the ground, please deal with them.
Bizarrely, my experience with Ace Combat was a little bit later. It was Skies of Liberation was the first one I actually ever got around to playing myself, although I did thoroughly enjoy it, and I ended up picking up some others as well. But yeah, I know what you mean now that I think about it, because Ace Combat, from what I have played, is a solid series itself. Already the fun begins. Just take out some of the tanks to make sure they don't shoot at the drop ship here. So got him down. Here comes the mech. Oh, okay. And he has decided to use his little campfire. Little did he know I wasn't actually going to shoot at him with missiles. And also, little does he know, I actually know how to dodge his shots as well. No, that's a no. I was hoping he would be a bit farther away, because I don't want to potentially damage the dropship doing that, but you know what? That works, I guess, for now. Just need to pick off these guys as well. Some missile tanks and whatnot. Alright.
The Icarus is out of serious danger. Proceed to the city. I've placed a nav point.
Blade Charge says, for those of you who don't know, Mad Cat carries 2 PPC, 2 heavy machine guns, and 4 LRMs. Yes, they are glorious to behold. Praetor Steel says, Gods, WTF. I remember this from like when I was 7 or some iteration of the game. Yes, it is a classic. From 2002 when it came out. See here, and we have Emperor's Custodies or Kitten says, trying to figure out, by the way, where I'm supposed to go. Why does the dropship look straight from Star Wars? You know, that's actually a good point. Why does it look like that? Especially since, if I remember correctly, Battletech is supposed to have heavy influence, in particular from Robotech, which is where the whole legal problems came into play back in the day. Like some of the old mechs, for example, are supposed to be essentially just Robotech ripoffs, which is why some of them that you didn't really get to see ever since, which is unfortunate. But I'm sure the modding community can help you out when it comes to certain games that feature mod support. Unfortunately, this being a console exclusive, that is not the case in this entry. At least not for the time being, but you never know. Maybe if the Xbox emulator gets popular enough and the game gets popular enough again, it'll get its own mod support or something. I mean, we've got mods for games like Majora's Mask on the N64, so why not? Blade Charge says, I think this game came out before Episode 2, so it's legal. Yes, I do believe this came out before Episode 2. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it did, so...
Here's vid footage wreckage of a convoy transporting the Mad Cat. I want that mech. Stop them and Foster and our techs will take care of it.
Alright, simple enough. We'll just finish off these guys here. You know, I don't really... It's been a little while since I played the game, but the fact that you can pick up and just dodge missiles like that does show how well... It's like riding a bicycle, getting familiar with the controls again. The Emperor's Studies or Kitten says, yeah, but it is fairly similar to Episode 2 CIS.
Don't destroy the Mad Cat. Do not even think about it.
Let's go ahead and actually go after that Mad Cat, because we do want a Mad Cat. Even if we're not going to be directly piloting it. So we can actually pick up some health, which is nice.
Tiger, you need to hurry. If the convoy reaches the tunnel north of the city, it's game over and we've lost our chance.
I mean, we've gotten, what, half of these guys taken out at least? Yep, that is that taken care of.
Stopping the convoy, sport. Briefing boy is inbound.
Let's just say the sequel brought up legal issues. If that's regards to MechAssault 2, that might explain why the only game we got after that was a Nintendo DS game. And
Reinforcements are inbound on your position. Intercept their mechs. Give those techs time.
simple enough from the sounds of it. We'll just take out this guy first. Oh yes, we've got ourselves an upgraded Gauss rifle. This is going to get fun. Ooh, just another medium mech.
This is nothing like the simulator. I need some time. Cover me.
Ah. We took out both of his arms.
Major, I think I got it. Whoa, this mech is badass.
Well, of course it is.
Back to the Icarus and stop screwing around.
Oh darn it, we used up our upgraded weapon. I'll just delete this. Oh, he's already limping, that's good. Let's see. Yes, Blade Charge says yes. That's what I mean. That why the only current things for MechAssault is MechAssault Online and BattleTech Tabletop. Yeah, actually, wait. There is something else. They did make MechWarrior 5. It's just that right now is an exclusive, which is a bit of a problem for Epic Games. Although you can actually pick it up on the Microsoft Store, if I remember correctly. Pretty sure we're supposed to head back to the home base. Trying to think of which way it is. I'm hearing helicopters, so we'll just assume that it's in the direction of the helicopter. Or I'm supposed to take that out first.
I'm clear of the city and nearing the Icarus. Good work, Lieutenant Foster. Captain, for good measure, destroy the base at the north end of the city and don't leave any of those buildings standing.
Simple enough. Another helicopter to delete. Alright, so we'll take out this one first. Since it's a spawning helicopters.
Captain, make sure you take out their HQ buildings. For me.
Let's delete their little tank spawner. There we go. You guys remember the last game I was doing a live stream of, Future Cop. Just imagine how fun if you had, say, Precinct Assault with this game. That would have been amazing back in the day, too, in its own right. More games need to follow that formula, if you ask me. Let's see. Emperor's custodies or children, or kittens, sorry.
Rendezvous with the Icarus and we can check out your new toy once we get Briefing Boy out of it. But
Anyway.
I call dibs.
Oh, okay. So, Emperor's Custodies or Kitten says, for a base this large, I would think it would have had a bit more action or boom. Yeah, I was kind of hoping to see more mechs, but I guess we just took them out before, out in the city itself, so that's okay. Or even units in general. Yep. Like, I'm pretty sure that last building was supposed to be...
Looks like you're gonna give that mech a workout. I've got signatures heading towards us from every direction.
Ooh, yes.
This is great. Just like playing a game. Mind yourself, Lieutenant. Piloting a mech is not a game.
If you say so. The only real issue with these things is just the problem with overheating. But
Go and get a little bit of Foster. Oh, what I would give for radio silence.
so wait, in the 31st millennia or whatever, they don't have the ability to turn off the radio? I know this thing's overheating like crazy, but I don't really care. I get to use a Mad Cat in its proper role. And its special ability is it delocks anything that fires at it. It's short. It does only last a little bit, but we better make sure that Foster is kept alive. Oh, they're shooting at them at the dropship. Let's prevent that. Alright, bringing out the LRMs. We even took out one of his arms. That's glorious. Boom. Blade Chart says, oh yeah. And it is game. Don't listen to her. Yep. Alright, let's just pull out these. And more mechs on the way. Good to know. First, ooh, another medium. Yeah, we better take that out first. Wait. Did we just... We took out both of his arms in one hit. This is...
That's it. Radar is clear of enemies. Good job, Captain. We have bloodied their nose and stolen their prize. With a Mad Cat, we may have the upper hand. Oh yeah, and good job, Briefing Boy.
Emperor's Custodies or Kitten says, so you're telling me they can't turn off the radio but can build massive death machines? Yep. And Blade Shard gives an affirmative on that as well.
Okay, we've got the word of Blake's attention, so now we hurt them. One of their key tactical command centers is nearby, and if we're ever gonna have a chance to get near those orbital guns, we've got to take it out. We can't hit them head on, so we're gonna turn out the lights. Their base is so large it has to draw most of its power from the nearby nuclear fusion plant. We're gonna blow that plant and cripple the base. While the word is in the dark, we move on and go after the orbital guns. The only mech we've got powerful enough to handle this is the Mad Cat, so that's what Briefing Boy has set up. You can thank him later.
I love how even in-game they give it in all caps. Because that's just perfectly appropriate for this. Blade Chart says you rolled 12s. Yep. Hidden Boss says, maybe having the radio on is a protocol thing. Actually, that might actually explain it. Emperor Custodies or Kitten says, so 31st century Chernobyl noise. JC, Ace. Do know Zone of the Enders. It's a Kojima mech game for PS2. I've heard of it. I haven't really tried it out. Although I do need to, I think. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump right in, shall we?
Sir, before you attack the nuke plant, we need to secure the city and cut off any reinforcements. We don't want the enemy regrouping behind you. That's just bad tactics.
Thanks, Lieutenant. I'll write that down somewhere.
Take out the turrets. So we'll just, I guess, blow the bridges or... Yep. We are, however, getting a little bit peppered, so we better avoid that. Tanks everywhere. Okay. I think we need to switch the LMs just because there's so many enemies that don't have that much health, but absolutely need to be taken out quickly. Those things are clearly shooting upgraded missiles at me, so they need to go really quickly. This guy's firing mortars. There we go. The game just bug out on me. I can't see it. The game just bugged out on me. That's unfortunate. Well, I'll just have to restart the mission. Sorry, guys.
Sir, before you attack the nuke plant, we need to secure the city and cut off any
The Emperor's
reinforcements.
Custodies or Kitten says the kids just are trying to be nice, then he's getting ripped apart by Karen. Yep, Blade Shards, Karen are one of my enemies, and also yes. Well, yeah. So clearly the LMR, or the long-range missiles, are the key to victory here. Let's go ahead and use them. Except, of course, to just blast the bridge. These, I guess, we can use PPC on since they have more health and need to be taken out quickly. So I don't want to have another bug like that. Now we just delete whatever's left. So apparently being in the water de-locks the missiles. That's a nice little touch, actually. Okay, so there's maybe one or two dudes left, but that's alright. Emperor's Custodies or Kitten says, oh yeah, Karen, time again. And wait, these are hover tanks, aren't they? Some of them, maybe. I'm not sure about all of them. I think some of them are definitely treaded. It's kind of difficult to tell, although some of them, yeah, definitely look like hover tanks, like this one does. Yeah, I think that one's a hover tank. But I know treaded tanks are also part of the lore.
Sir, twin pumas.
So Blade Charge says no, so apparently they're not. Okay. Thank you for that clarification. War missiles, we'll just take them out. Wait, you're sending scout mechs after a Mad Cat. You have chosen death. Then again, I am on half health, so they might actually get a lucky beat or something. So, like, yeah, this guy, for example, definitely not hover tank, so we know that. Although I do need to pick up some health, so it's a good thing I have some available. Where did he go? There he is. Oh my, did your little cloaking device, or nullsig, get deactivated? That is very unfortunate for you.
The city is ours. I always wanted a city of my own. One battle in a mech and now he's deranged.
The Karen strikes again. Emperor's Custodies or Kitten says, what I have gathered is a big boy mech has a lot of boom boom and is fairly epic. Yes.
There, that tunnel's where they're sneaking in from. I'm detecting mortars. Keep an eye out.
Ooh, a catapult. Another actual heavy mech of sorts. Although it's more of a support mech, but it's still a catapult. I kind of want to save my ammo because I kind of want to get upgrades. And I'm pretty sure this guy being a heavy mech is going to be spawning more than just health when I take him out. No, I'll go ahead and sacrifice the LRMs. He's almost down. Ooh. Ah, I missed. That's okay. I've got machine guns. I'll just take him out that way. Blade Charge says yes, especially, I believe you mean Omni-Mech tech, which the Mad Cat does have in the lore. Emperor's Custodies or Kitten. So this is Ace Combat, but instead of aircraft, it is a mech. Neat. Yes, very neat.
Okay, time for the nuke plant itself. Foster, set up the tactical data. Yes, sir.
Believe this mission has a part 2. Yes, it does.
Okay, sir, here's the deal.
Aww.
The plant is inside a contained area. To get through the gate, you need to destroy the power generator controlling it. The gate will open in emergency mode. Start by taking out the defenders around the generator and then trash the generator itself.
It took away my upgrades. I had a fully upgraded PPC to throw at the thing. Does water cool you down? Maybe. I'm not entirely sure on that. I'm pretty sure it used to in the MechWarrior games because that was more of a mech sim than an arcade game like this. Yes, and fire heats you up. That is definitely true. Fire does heat you up in this game. Which is a nice little touch. My god, that one dude there survived 2 PPCs lying right next to him. He is the god of infantrymen. I believe, yep, a proper medium mech to face. We almost got him. Just delete that guy because he is annoying me a little bit. We are a little low on health, so we'll drop this. We got 2 health pickups, so that should fix our problems. Yep. Those tanks are deleted. Just finish off the little heli here, and there he is. Alright, so Blade Charge also says, I played against someone one time and I destroyed them because they were standing near fire. Good strategy. Yep, that and of course the old taking out the bridge they're standing on is another favorite of mine. So obviously they've got a tank depot somewhere as well. The one good thing about the machine guns, aside from the high rate of fire, is the fact that they can, of course, just be fired without having to worry about them overheating your mech. So there's the little thing spawning all these dudes. We'll just take them out. Are running a little low on that, so we'll switch out. We are low on health, which does have me a little concerned. However, this should hopefully even up the odds a little bit, so we'll see if we can find any more health. Helicopter's worse, to be honest. You're a lot more fret. There is that on the second game. Yes, the second game, I do remember playing that. I really did enjoy the ability to try out the other vehicles, and also, of course, the fact that you could go on foot. Really did bring to perspective just how massive these things actually are in the lore. I mean, of course, you get a little bit of that. And yes, the Emperor's Children, the helicopters and whatnot are pathetically fragile, but then again, that's in comparison to mechs that can weigh up to 100 tons. Generators down. Okay, well, the good news is at least those weren't any actual upgrades there. I could, however, pick up some health, and I could definitely use some, so... Hello, little mech. All right. Have you ever played Genome? Says Brian. I haven't. I just haven't gotten around to trying it yet, but I have heard good things, like the fact you can actually jump out and... There we go. I have heard, though, about the fact that you can try jump out and capture enemy mechs, which is a really cool idea, in my opinion. And Blade Shard says, on tabletop you can make tough ones, helicopters, presume.
Mercenaries, you continue to be a thorn in our side. You will not interfere with the operations of the Blessed Blake on this planet.
Does he think we care?
Alright, so let's see. Well, that was quick. Yes, it was. And, I mean, how powerful is the Mad Cat exactly? Powerful enough that it gets compared to mechs like the Atlas, which is considered one of the most powerful mechs in the game also. It's considered one of the most beloved in the franchise for a reason. I was kind of hoping that explosion would have been slightly bigger, but okay. Kind of want to save my ammo up so I can upgrade something from this guy. Ooh, more mechs. Maybe I should use some of my weapons. I don't know.
Sir, I'm detecting a mech depot up here. You better find it and shut it down or you'll be up to your ears in enemy mechs in no time.
Well, I at least upgraded my machine guns. So we have another enemy mech here aside from this dude, but that's okay. Ooh, it's another medium mech. Might as well find out where that mech depot is and just take it out. I kind of want to actually upgrade this, but it looks like that's not going to be much of a choice, and we need to take this out right now. I say as I find... Oh, well, it could have... Alright, so let's see some of the comments here. Let's see. Blade Charge says, tabletop, it good, probably good in every version of MechAssault. I mean, I've never heard of the bad version of the Mad Cat, and that seems like something that would be a cardinal sin if they ever did it.
Lights are out. This will hinder the word's ability to repulse our invasion. Well, that and us taking out the orbital guns. On that note, we have work to do.
Mercenary, you continue to annoy me. You are mistaken if you believe your small wins will ensure greater victory. The infidel never wins. My wrath will be swift and terrible. All shall bow before the chosen of
Is it just me, or is he getting a little annoying?
Anyways, let's see some of these more comments. Tell me more. Brian says, tell me more about the tabletop version. I'm big into tabletop. Blade Charge responds with, Madcap is considered one of the good pre-builds of Battletech. I forget which version is better. There are multiple types of mechs like Mad Cat H and such. Yes, the Mad Cat has many variants because it's a clan mech, and the clans are really known for, well, I mean, to be fair, everyone's known for customizing their mechs, but the Mad Cat is one of the ones that's really famous for that as well, just because of how they operate. So the Emperor's Custodies were kittens. So is the Mad Cat the gold standard of heavy mechs? Yeah, pretty much, especially if we're talking about clan mechs, and yeah. The other one that's really famous is the Summoner, but even then it's...
Reading 2 inbound fighters. Evasion pattern Zeta. Damage critical. We're going down. Hard.
Again? Captain, get your mech out immediately. Find our crash site. Good luck, and wish us some.
let's see, some more comments for you. Blade... Alright, so let's see. Blade Charge says, it is like a medium heavy mech, so yeah, it is good because of the weapons and HP. Gunrilla says, oh hell yeah, love this game, gotta bring down the word of Blake. Yes. And Blade Charge says, clan is best, in Karinsky's name. Emperor's Custodies are kitten. I'm digging the snow of the on the Mad Cat. Yeah, it is actually a nice touch, and all the mechs, if I remember correctly, get this treatment, of course, on winter maps. There's also there's basically 3 different biomes in this game. There's the standard biome that we just went through. There's the snowy biome, which you see here, and there is the volcanic biome, which is late game. So it could be more on the variety, but it's solid for what it is, definitely. And it does offer some new cool effects. That looks like a mean tank. Let's take it out. Oh, just another turret. I love how whenever you kick a truck or something, they basically go flying off like they're Team Rocket. That always was hilarious to me in this game. Chat disconnected. Something's going on. Let's fix that. No internet. Oh. Okay, so the laptop apparently that I'm using has been disconnected from the internet. Are you guys able to still see me, though? Alright, so it is back online. So are you guys able to see me? Yeah? Brian says, wow, never seen a machine gun kill a tank before. Yep. Well, I've been taking out mechs with these things, too. It is kind of amusing, but yeah. Let's see. Could you consider it a machine gun, though? I mean, in the lore, they technically are, but to be fair, this is Battletech we're talking about. It would basically be more like a light autocannon or something like that. I think maybe, what, an AC-5? Ooh. I mean, yeah, in the lore, the machine guns are mainly for fighting infantry and stuff, but you can use them on heavier stuff. Well, that took out the bridge, so I think there's another way to get over there. Or tanks. Yes, there is another way. I just need to go down that route. Okay. I've been, at least, I'm presuming, still connected. Stream is still going. Good. Oh, so apparently I just need to destroy this. That's fine, I'll do that. I love the fact that, of course you can kill enemy mechs if they got under here, so the fact that you can kill an enemy mech with an avalanche is also kind of hilarious in its own right. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we have to go over here. Yep.
Just a little bit. Ah, there we go.
Sir, can you read us? Captain, we are in decent shape. Though all weapons are offline, the word troops don't know that and are holding back. For now.
Watch them intercept that communication or something and cause trouble. Probably 20 mil. Yeah, maybe something like that. I'm not that familiar on what the AC5s or whatnot that they would use would be caliber-wise. I'm assuming that these are supposed to be AC5s or something. I wouldn't believe a pistol round could kill a tank or even an armored mech. Yeah, I think you're right on that. I don't think these are pistol rounds or anything like that that we're dealing with. So a couple of light mechs again. I mean, this time they did at least have cloaking devices, but... And they are dodging my shots reasonably well enough, although not quite well enough, I would say. Oh. Sorry. That's 100% my fault. I'll just pull out the machine gun. There we go. Yep, we're just going to delete him this way. So I'm pretty sure it is possible. I just need to make sure to stay out of the blast range. Which is going to be soon. Deleted. Are you cooking fast due to the snow or cooling fast? I'm not sure. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure on that. That would make sense. I'm not saying it is a pistol round. I'm just using that as an example. Same principle, but on a larger scale. Fair enough. Oh dear. What have I done? It might actually... Oh. Hopefully that's far enough away. Let's see, is there anything other than health this guy has? Yes, actually, machine gun. Which is still going to take out this mech even faster. And that also takes out that enemy tank there.
More enemies inbound. Oh crap! Looks like a Timberwolf or a Madcap with friends.
Yes, we're gonna face one of those now. Okay, so let's see some of the comments here. I've been getting a little bit behind, unfortunately. Yeah, it's 100% my fault. Let's go ahead. Ooh. It is a Madcap. Well, the game's designation for one, which is the specific configuration, but... Let's try taking out his buddy here, see if that will cause him to... If we're lucky, he'll be near it when it goes off. We're not lucky, but that's okay. Yeah, sorry, my machine guns are fully upgraded. So you get to deal with that now. And it's messing him up pretty good, even. Oh! Hehehe! Wow!
Radar clear. We are safe. Not in this sitting duck. We need to establish a safe base and destroy the orbital guns before they lay waste to the invasion. It might be a while before we get back into a warm bunk.
Alright, let's see what we have to here on. So, Emperor's Custodians of Kitten. I wish you could throw objects at other mechs to stun them. You might be able to in the tabletop, I'm not sure. I know that you get melee fists and whatnot and melee weapons to fight stuff up close with and can kick stuff. Like throwing a tank or something. Yeah, that would actually be awesome. In the PS2 Transformers game, you could throw a lot of things. Other Transformers like ACX-R. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of the Godzilla fighting games that came out on GameCube, Xbox, and PS2, because you could do that as well in those. In fact, you could even pick up small buildings and throw them at enemies. That was glorious. I might have to do a live stream of that game now that you mention it. Would recommend a playthrough of it. It is a good time waster. Bladechard says, if you want a homebrew mech, I would I would say be careful on what mech you want in tabletop. The upgraded machine guns definitely look and feel like cannons instead of machine guns. Yes, actually they kind of do look and feel more like autocannons. Anyways, let's see what the next mission has in store for us.
Here's the score. The Icarus is a sitting duck. We need to set up another base so we can finish the job and take out those orbital guns. Not to mention letting the techs get this bird back into the air. Your first job will be to search the surrounding area for a series of sensor towers the enemy could use to track us. Given what little I can read from our own sensors, there are 5 such towers out there. Go and smoke them. You ready? Let's go.
Sirs, I would like to add that we need to make sure nothing happens to the dropship while you're off playing in the snow. We need the Icarus to get home, and she's too big of a prize for them to ignore.
Always thinking of home? Mama's boy.
Karen strikes again. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Yes, we get a Timberwolf. This has the Gauss rifles. So we will be playing around with the Timberwolf this round, I think.
Bogies inbound on our position. Get to work. Watch out for ambushes by gun emplacements, helos, and mechs.
I'm pretty sure in this game there's also... Anyways, I will say this, the Word of Blake does have a lot of clan mechs for some reason. It might be just me, but I've noticed. Okay, we'll just deal with these guys. I'll take out the one last one. Oh, the game has froze on me again, so I'll just fix that. Oopsie daisy. My bad. Just restart and that'll fix the problem. Sorry about that. So the Xbox emulation does have 1 or 2 bugs apparently.
On our position. Get to work. Watch out for ambushes by gun emplacements, helos, and mechs.
But for the most part, I'd say this is a pretty solid emulation of the game. I'll just, this time, just simply wait for these guys to pop up and... Yep. I can hear more helicopters in the background, but I can't really do anything about it, so I'm guessing that we'll have to face more later on. Night, yes, this... Oh, you're leaving. Well, have a good one. Hope you enjoyed the stream. And by the way, thank you, by the way, Hidden Boss.
More to go. Sirs, I'm reading incoming bogeys on our position. Mech Warrior, can you give us a hand?
Yes, I can. Just give me a second. I will be right there. So the Timberwolf variant of this particular mech, unfortunately.
Captain, you need to help us out here. We're taking fire.
Alright. So I think maybe this mission and the next one, then that'll be a good stopping point for the live stream. Good, that's down. We'll take out more of these sensors and that'll be all at a good time, so yeah. I know we're going to be going up against some heavier mechs in this. I'm pretty sure we go up against a summoner at some point, so... Or Thor anyways, so yeah. I do think that we need...
Mortar turrets.
I do think we need more mech games in the world, though. I will definitely say that.
Sir, there's an enemy mech out there.
Little did he know that his campfire would not be that effective, since I'm just going to keep hitting him with Gauss Cannon. It's a shame there's no melee combat in this game. Yeah, that is actually true. Although I think melee combat tends to be fairly rare as far as the video games are concerned. That's something that they do have a habit of leaving out. There are examples of it in a few games, like the old BattleTech games, like Crescent Hawk's Revenge, or is it Crescent Hawk's Inception that has it. But one of those two has it.
Another one dusted. Keep it up.
I mean, you can, of course, just kick buildings and whatnot and destroy them that way. But you're right, the melee combat in this could have been much more, especially when there are mechs that are pretty standard that they have melee ability. The Atlas being, of course, the classic go-to example. Oh, there's the little mortar turrets they were talking about. Just take out a few things there.
Sir, you're nearing another sensor tower.
Another turret. Apparently I need to... There we go. He is down. Actually, I kind of want to wait until I upgrade some stuff here, if there's anything to pick up. Yes, there is, actually. Cool.
Strike 3. Only 2 more to go, sport.
He's down. So the other one must be further down that way, so I think if we go around here we can get to it. Emperor's Custodians are kitten. I don't know why they would need triangulation. I mean, it got shot down by their fighters. They could be talking about dropships that are higher up in the atmosphere, because this one is still in the planet's atmosphere itself. And we're getting reinforcements is the whole idea. This is just the first wave, basically. He's down. That has got to be getting ready to collapse soon. So we might as well just help it on its merry little way before it falls on us. There we go. That's down, and let's see, is there anything else left of note around here that needs to go? I don't think there is, so we'll just pick up the missile upgrade here, the health.
Watch it, collapsing tunnel.
That has to be bad news. Let's hurry out of here as quickly as possible. No, 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 no! Ah, game. Well, I guess we're restarting that mission. That's okay. After this mission, we'll just go ahead and call it, though, but that's fine. I guess we'll just back out of the collapsing tunnel at the start.
Get to work. Watch out for ambushes by gun emplacements, helos, and mechs.
Anyways, let's see. Deal with the helicopters here. We know more helicopters will arrive right after this, after we take out the first one, of course. And deleted. We also, of course, yeah. So that's simple enough to take out. Okay. There we go.
That's one down, at least 4 to go.
Sirs, I'm reading incoming bogeys on our position.
Mech Warrior, can you give us a hand?
Yes, I can. We'll take care of those dudes really quickly, because it's just a few helicopters, and then we'll get right back to finishing what's left of the mission.
Captain, you need to help us out here. We're taking fire.
No worries. Where are they? Here they are. How many of these did we take out? No, we didn't. That problem is down. Now we can get right back to it. So, have you guys heard anything interesting in the news that you might want me to cover by chance? Video game related, of course. Emperor's Custodies for Kitten says, I'm surprised EMP weapons aren't in more standard use if the mechs aren't EMP resistant, of course. I'm not entirely sure on if they are or not.
Look out! Mortar turrets!
Because that's some. Now that you bring it up, yeah, they don't have a whole lot of EMP weapons in this game, and I don't seem to recall them being that commonly used on mechs either in the MechWarrior games. But maybe I'm wrong about that. So we'll deal with that.
Sir, there's an enemy mech out there.
By the way, this particular mech that we're up against is another clan mech, if I'm not mistaken. The clans will call this one the Mad Dog, but the other name that the Inner Sphere uses is the Vulture. Sorry if you can hear a train in the background, by the way.
Another one dusted. Keep it up.
All right. So our missiles are now fully upgraded, which is excellent news. Means we can actually spam them out a little bit if we really need to try to, for example, take out those snow tunnels before they collapse on us, which is going to be part of my ingenious plan to keep from getting a game over this time.
Heavy Blake mech inbound.
Yeah, now that I think about it, the Vulture is supposed, or Mad Dog is supposed to be seen as a heavy mech, isn't it? Let them try collapsing this one, but we'll get out of the way quickly.
Watch it! Collapsing tunnel!
There we go. What is powering these mechs, by the way? That... trying to think of... I'm not entirely sure how it's established in the lore, but... if someone's a bigger expert on the inner workings of the mechs and the lore than I am, that would be, of course, appreciated. But anyways, maybe fusion power or something. I'm not entirely sure though. So, but anyways, Steven1773 says, "I missed this game. It needs a remake." Yes, it does. The fact that it's one of the games, if I recall, that isn't Xbox One backwards compatible from the Xbox is a cardinal sin in and of itself. Because it desperately needs to be. I mean, Crimson Sky's High Road to Revenge is a pretty good game in its own right as well, and it is a backwards compatible Xbox game. For good reason, because it's a good game. But the fact this one isn't is really something that needs to be rectified. I mean, even games that aren't Xbox exclusives, like Mercenaries 1, are backwards compatible on the Xbox One, so... So what now? Maybe we destroy this thing. Yep, it looks like we do that. So I'll just destroy this.
Only one more. Find it and we may be safe.
According to this, it's going to be through this route here, which is nice because that'll mean it'll be just easy to go. Especially given that this is, of course, area that I don't... Well, wait a sec. I have been through here before, I think, because this is where I blew the... Yep. So apparently we missed something over here. Well, we'll just go back here and take care of it, I guess. No, there's another route here.
Sir, you're nearing another sensor tower.
I remember. I've been here when I died originally, but not this time, so... There. Let's see what else we've got.
Strike 3. Only 2 more to go, sport.
No, we destroyed all of them, I thought. Maybe I just missed count pretty badly or something. Okay, well, let's just go hunting for what's left. Yeah, what probably happened was I just went the other way first. First time, or this way first the first time, and then went the other way the second time. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's my fault. Anyways, who knows? Maybe with how much success MechWarrior 5 got, or I'm not sure how it did on sales, but maybe it did well enough that it'll convince Microsoft that, yeah, people are interested. Because I've noticed Microsoft seems to be willing to try to actually have a go at simulations recently, which is good because they've got a lot of simulator IP. They've just, I think, released, or about, I'm not sure if they either just released it or are about to release their latest Microsoft Flight Sim game, which is nice. I remember when they tried to bring that to just as a freemium game, that's just no.
Aha! That annoying helicopter squadron is based to your west. Ground them.
There we go. Oh my, are you not taking off right now yet? Is that everything? Okay. I guess there's more to take out further to the southeast, it looks like. So we'll just head down there, see what's left. So that's the route we came from. More of those little mortars.
I'm reading the final sensor tower. And 2 big mechs. Watch yourself.
Perfect! That's exactly what I needed. Thank you, game. Hi! Yes, I have a fully upgraded Gauss cannon. I actually have 2 of them, in fact. He's down. Alright. But I know there's going to be one more boss of sorts coming up.
Sir, mech power up. Ambush. Little mercenary. I knew you would meddle. Face my champion.
Okay, so that I think is a pretty impressive introduction when you have to... Yep, there he is. Oh, he's fully upgraded too. The fun is going to really kick into high gear, apparently. It's a good thing that I have some decent upgrades on my own.
Champion.
I have our sensors up and I'm reading clear screens.
We'll set up a field base and get the Icarus fixed. By the way, I've got a plan for how we're going to find those orbital guns. Foster, can you fix that floor?
Sure. I fixed worse. Why?
Because you're going to fix it, and the captain is going to become a wolf dragoon in sheep's clothing. He's going to walk right into a word base and get us intel on the guns. Think you can handle it, Captain?
Yeah, simple enough. But that'll have to be some other time, because I think this is a good stopping point for the stream. So yeah, thank you to all that have been watching. Hope you guys have really enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed playing this game. And for a champion, he didn't do so good, to be honest. Yes. But anyways, this has been Ace. I'll go ahead and get the stream taken care of, and I will see you guys again
I'll handle
soon.
this brief.